Thank you for joining us on Sporty, Alfred. First of all, I read that you've recovered from your injury. How are you feeling, and how was it like to miss for almost 3 months?
I think I feel good. I feel good now. It hasn't been easy in the past 2.5 months. I've been struggling with my comeback, but I think now the most important thing is being back with the team and then being able to do what I was doing before. It's a good feeling, so I am really happy.
What do you think is your biggest strength as a player, Alfred?
I think as the years go by, I try to improve a lot on my weakness, and I think as of today, my strength would, I should say, should be being a postman. I should say, like taking the ball from the defenders and making sure I deliver the ball to the attackers. So a good pass of a ball and then recovery of the ball.
You've played over 13 years of football in Italy. Looking back, how do you feel about this part of your career?
I think it's been a long and interesting journey because I never imagined getting to this far. It wasn't easy. There's been ups and downs, but when I look back, I think it's been a wonderful journey because I've really achieved a lot. I've had fun. I've been able to reach heights that I never imagined of reaching, but I should say it's been a wonderful journey, and I think I still have a long way to go.
So you've achieved a lot, you've had fun. What would you say has been your motivation, and how has it changed over the years? What gets you going even when you are injured?
I think my motivation has always been the same because I always demand more from myself, and then I've never lost interest in whatever I do. I see most of my mates that I started with still going, and even those I played with when they were even older, they keep going. So it has always been a motivation for me because if they are older than me and they're still going, I don't see the reason why I should feel less. So the motivation has never changed, and I always want to go more.
What would you say has been the experience of playing in the top flight consistently for all these number of years? 13 years is a long time.
Well, I think it hasn't been easy because the dynamics has changed. Um, it gets better every year. New players come in, many foreign players also come in, and then the league keeps on changing. So I think I've always tried to adapt to all the situations, and then for me it's always been fun, and I think with this kind of mindset, I've been always ready to be dynamic also irrespective of how things change. So for me, it has always been the same, and I keep always having fun, and this is what I always want to do.
What would you say, Alfred, has been your brightest moment in Serie A in all this time? Brightest moment.
I should say when I got to Fiorentina, it was one of my best moments because I got to Fiorentina at the age of 27, where I think I had gathered enough experience ever since I started playing in Serie A. From Sassuolo, I think I made a huge step. So reaching that heights, playing in front of over 30,000 fans wasn't that easy. And then it was a club that demanded so much, an interesting club. And then I had almost everything I wanted because I live close to Florence. And then I had most of my friends also living close by. So I had almost all the motivation I needed to be able to deliver, and then I was able to reach the Conference League finals. I was able to reach the Coppa Italia finals, which I wasn't able to do before. So I think that was the moment where I thought I really had fun, I should say.
Last season, you made the Conference League final with Fiorentina, like you have said. How big a blow was it for you that you missed out on the trophy?
I think it was I had a very big blow because it was unexpected. The first time we reached the final, it was, I think, um, a game where I thought we could win, but it was impossible. But the second time, I think it was it was delusional because we had to win, but unfortunately we weren't able to win. Going in on the second time in a row wasn't that easy, but we were able to reach the final again, and then the expectations were really high, but uh, it was mind-blowing not be able to win the trophy. But I think as year pass, it becomes even harder to digest, but there's nothing we could do because there's no way we can go back. It's really a big experience I also have, and then I'll forever keep that next to me because it's something I would never forget.
After all those years, let's come to your personal life. You've become an Italian citizen. How did it feel to come full circle?
Well, I think that's also a big achievement for me because from someone like me that came from Africa without even imagining playing in Serie A to the extent of becoming an Italian citizen means I've really achieved a lot personally, and then for me and my family, I think it's one of the greatest achievements because it means off the pitch I was able to do something good for myself and my family. So it has really helped me also because it makes movement within the European Union easily, and then it gives me an advantage also over so many other things. So uh, I'm really happy.
It gives you an advantage over so many other things. But is there something about you or your game that makes you feel Italian?
I think over the years I've really learned a lot because I was even adopted by an Italian family. So there are so many things. My way of thinking, I think, has really become Italian-like because even my way of dressing also. I really learned so many things from my Italian friends and then my Italian family. So my eating, my talking, my way of relating with people also changed. So all these things, I think, all put together makes me an Italian.
And following the end of your contract at Fiorentina, there are loads of clubs reportedly who are interested in signing you. Why did you decide of all of those to go to Venezia?
I think coming here was a different type of experience because I had a coach I already worked with, and then when he called me, he was able to convince me in one way or the other. And then aside professional way of doing things, I think my family was also part of my decision making because I wanted to stay a little bit closer to my family instead of going outside Italy. And then being in Italy for more than 15 years, it had always become a part of me. And then I don't think going outside Italy would have been that easy to adapt because I was more like an Italian in some way. So I wanted to stay back in Italy and then continue playing in Serie A. So, and since I had this opportunity, I decided to stay.
How is it like to work with Di Francesco? You've mentioned coming to work with him again. He called you again after Sassuolo. How is it like to work with him?
It's always been good working with him because aside him being a good coach, I think he's like a father. He knows how to communicate with the players. He tries to train them in not only being the footballers we all know on the pitch, but to be the kind of man off the pitch. And then with that, I think we can be able to be good players on the pitch also. So working with him has always been a good experience, and then I like I like working with him.
You've spoken a lot about staying in Italy, feeling Italian. How do you feel about Venezia, the city? What's your favorite thing about Venezia as well?
For me, I think it's very difficult because I'm not the outgoing type. Uh, and then being alone, living here alone without my family, it's a bit complicated for me going out. But when I have the chance, I do visit quite few places in Venice, but I'm the indoor type, so I don't really have anywhere special. I visit a lot, but I should say it's really nice going out there in Venice and then have a walk, have a stroll, and then visiting few places. So it's really nice.
Let's come to national team, Alfred. It's a topic that is, very interesting. Yemrefi, your last national team call-up came in November 2019. 5 years on, has there been any talks at all of a possible comeback?
With the national team, I think it's kind of complicated because it was my decision to quit with the national team because I wasn't getting the respect I think I deserved. And for a player like me, when I go to the peak of my career, I think I deserved more respect, and then which I wasn't getting enough. So I think it was best to part ways in order for the younger ones or the ones they think they were right for the team to be able to get a chance to play. Because I think the most important thing was for the country to get to the heights that the country deserved, and not about who had to play or who had to be on the bench. So since I wasn't getting the enough playing time, I think it was better to be on the side for the right players to play.
Nice one. But since then, Alfred, there's been managerial changes between that period and now. Have been any of the new ones between that time and now reached out to you?
Yes, I think the past few years, I think the two new coaches that came both reached out to me, and then they wanted to work with me. But for me, it was very difficult to go back to the national team because the expectations were really high, and then I had already made a decision where I was stable with. I wanted to be in my position, and then not going to the national team also give me other benefits because during the international break, I'm able to spend more time with my family. So for me, that was one of the best decisions I ever made because with my family, I was having less time with them, and then making that decision really helped me a lot to be able to spend more time with them. So I wasn't willing to make a step back, to abandon that situation, and then it was really difficult for me to change my mind. So I just decided to stick with my initial idea of not going back to the national team so I could spend more time with my family.
Your decision is final?
For me, yes, it's final because at my age now, I don't think. Obviously, I can be able to give more to the national team, but I think they are really young ones, more talented, and who have more fresh blood that can really help the national team than I can maybe in this very moment. So I don't see the reason why I should block someone's chance of going back to the national team.
So now that you are ready to make a comeback on the pitch after your injury, do you have a personal goal for the rest of this season, as short as it is?
And I think we are left with only 3 months to the end of the season, and our position now doesn't look quite interesting because we are still last but one. My main objective hasn't changed. I always want to be on the pitch and then give my possible best for my teammates, try and help the team in any possible ways to give my very best to be able to bring this team to a position where we can all be happy and then pass the last few days of the season happily instead of being in that same position where everybody's going to feel sad and then live the rest of our career regretting whatever happened this season. So I think my main aim is to stay in the league and then give my very best in any way possible because that's the only thing I think I can give to this team.
Finally, what do you think Venezia need to do to get out of the danger zone?
I think it's always been the same thing ever since I came here. I keep telling the guys to just be courageous in doing everything because there's nothing that we can do to change the situation, either than being courageous to play, because the choices we've always made hasn't changed, but we find ourselves in the same situation. So we only need to go out there and then try to have fun, play to our maximum potentials, and then definitely things will eventually turn around.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We appreciate your time, Alfred.